Hi, Keisha here from New World Tarot, and thank you for joining me once again for another vlog. So this time, we're experiencing another full moon, and curiously enough, another super moon, which means the moon is passing just a tad bit closer to the Earth than it usually does. So the last full moon that we just had, which was the full moon in Leo, was also a super moon, of course. And, well, I just want to say, it was an amazing cosmic event, as it happened to be a full lunar eclipse as well. And it was an absolutely amazing, magical time like no other. And I was fortunate enough to not just to be able to stay up and see it, and it's like amazing, wild, frozen Arctic wind beauty, but also to share that moment with two wonderful spiritually minded friends. I could still feel that energy. It was absolutely wild. And I absolutely look forward to experiencing another cosmic event like that. Lunar eclipses, solar eclipses, so amazing. They're absolutely worth, taking time out of your schedule to experience them, as they don't happen that often. And if you can't experience it, it is pretty damn cool, I have to say. Alright, but anyway, I digress. And right now, we are moving on to this full moon. And this month, the full moon lands in the sign of Virgo. So, what can I say about Virgo, the Virgin? The symbol of this sign is that of a woman holding up a wheat shaft, which itself is a symbol of reaping the benefits of hard work. Virgo is an earth sign, and as such, it's known for its down-to-earth practicality, for common sense, for strong work ethic, and efficiency. And the motto for Virgo is, I analyze. And people born under this sign are known for their love of work, their love of service, and their love of organization. Or, if they don't love it, chances are they're still quite good at it anyway, like it or not. So this full moon in Virgo, we explore the full and abundant lunar energy in the air right now, Virgo energy. And that energy loves and just takes great pleasure in being in service to a greater good. This month, I'd like to ask you, who do you serve? Okay? Who do you serve? So in our aggressively ambitious Western world, we're most heavily encouraged to be in service to ourselves. Consumerism, capitalism, entrepreneurialism, all of these ideals, though certainly not evil within themselves, can encourage emphasis on ourselves. They place the focus on desires of our ego, which is, gaining more money, gaining more freedom, having more possessions, and just getting more power for ourselves. In fact, when many of us think the term service, it may actually bring up a negative connotation. For example, you may think of customer service, which to many people is basically constantly getting bullied and yelled at and blamed by particularly vile and nasty members of the general public. That tends to be the stereotype of working in customer service. Or you may even think of being a servant, right? And what image comes to mind there? Someone who's impoverished and all but incarcerated, and who waits hand and foot on wealthier others for meager coins. That often is an image that is associated with the term servant. Okay? And it's no wonder that the term service is just not sexy or glamorous these days at all, But when we talk about service as it relates to Virgo energy, as it relates to cosmic energy and the element of Earth, which is its ruling element, what we are talking about is the highest and purest and most powerful and life-giving form of service. We're talking about making a gift of a part of ourselves and giving it to others who need it. This in turn creates a flowing pool of giving and receiving, okay? A flow of energetic balance. This is service with a capital S. So I asked you this month, who do you serve? I'd like to talk about a tarot card for just a bit, okay? And this card is the Six of Pentacles. Alright, so I'm going to get it here. Let's show it here. Okay, so depending on the deck, the Six of Pentacles is sometimes known as the Six of Coins. So take a good look at this card. Alright, what do you see? Alright, in its original and beautiful Rider-Waite-Smith rendition, which is what we're looking at right now, we have a picture of what appears to be a stately lord holding a scale in one hand and passing out coins to beggars with the other hand. Alright? Now, the Suit of Pentacles is ruled by the element of Earth, which is the same element that rules the sign of Virgo. in this instance, we have a beautiful depiction of service. We see a depiction of the old saying, to whom much is given, much is expected. This term really kind of shows the importance of using what you have. You know, be that your money, your talents, your skills, your tools, or your resources, to serve others, to really help others, and to improve the situation of people who have really none or very little of their own. Also in this card, I absolutely love this card, we have the concept of earthly balance. Notice the scales in the hands of, I think it's the left hand of the Lord. Furthermore, we have the number 6 ruling this card. And the number 6 is all about balance and peace. Because this card is ruled by the element of earth, this card can also be said to have a theme of financial balance, or work balance, or simply balance in the realm of physical manifestation. Alright, so for fun, okay, let's look at some of the other renditions of the Six of Pentacles and some of my other favorite decks. Okay, so I have 3 decks here, and the first one I'm going to take a look at, one of my favorite decks, is the Alice Tarot. Okay, it's a deck designed to show Alice's adventures in Wonderland. Okay, so in this deck, the suit of Pentacles is called Coins. Okay, as I previously had mentioned. And you can see the card there. And here we have Alice really handing out treats, okay, to the little animals here. And I think they're winners of the race, the caucus race, is what she's giving them out. But you can see here in a much more whimsical manner, we have the same depiction, pretty much that we saw in the original Six of Pentacles. You know, we have someone who is giving and someone who's receiving. You know, someone who is basically handing out goodies and treats to others for their enjoyment. Okay, so that is for the Alice Tarot. Okay, so then we have the Bohemian Gothic Tarot, which is another interesting deck that I like. And in this deck, alright, we have the Six of Pentacles, shown here. Alright, and in this card, once again, we see this really tall, dark, vampiric-looking character, and he has a coin in his hand, and he is looking to give this to this beggar woman who's holding the child. Now this deck, of course, is a Gothic themed deck, and it tends to really show a lot of the shadow side of some of these cards. And in this, it's interesting because we actually, what I do know by the look on the receiver's face is that she is actually kind of apprehensive to the act of receiving, and she's actually, through maybe fear, through maybe, oh, what does this guy want? He's going to want something in return, sort of situation, or perhaps even through haughtiness. And it kind of shows that the shadow side of maybe you need to receive things as opposed to not letting yourself receive. That receiving is part of the balance as well. Giving and receiving, you must do both to be in harmony. Okay, and then another deck that we have, lastly, we have the Steampunk Tarot. Okay, another awesome deck. And here we have the Six of Pentacles depicted here. Okay, so now we have what looks like a finely dressed lady here, and she has a scale. Okay, so very similar to the original Six of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and we have the 2 youths down below with their hands out. Okay, she has coins in her hand. Okay, so again, we have this same element of giving and receiving, you know, elemental and earthly and elemental balance of in and out, okay, in order for things to go well. Okay, so now what the Six of Pentacles says to me is that it's important to keep the flow of money and work open. It's important to strike a balance between giving and receiving. And service to others is healthy, it's vital, and it is of the highest spiritual good. It's important to realize that only using your service for the advancement of yourself is kind of like damming off a stream or a river that flows through your yard because you don't want anyone else to get any water. All right, you may end up having all the water to yourself if you do that, but eventually the energy of that water is going to get still, then stagnant, then kind of funky tasting, and then downright toxic and dangerous. And if you survive all of that, eventually it's just going to evaporate anyway. So all of your efforts to keep your, universe-given resources to yourself will just eventually make you worn out, sick, and ultimately feeling pretty damn foolish, because energetic imprisonment is unnatural to the way the universe works. Okay? The universe is naturally free-flowing and abundant, and containment is always temporary. So this full moon in Virgo, who do you serve? What really moves you? Is it children? Is it defending the Earth's indigenous peoples or her animals? Is it social rights? Is it uplifting the downtrodden, bringing education to suppressed populations? What really speaks to your heart? And in your perfect world, what would be that is not currently, or what would no longer be that is current? When you're passionate about righting a wrong or bringing about big world change, bring about big world change in a certain area, you found your service calling. Okay, once you've found who you want to serve, you must then decide how you can serve. What resources do you have to offer to others to help and to bring about change? So money is certainly one powerful resource, but there are so many others. There is, of course, usually, the classic volunteering that often includes more manual tasks that anyone can do, with no training or work experience, resources at all. This is usually what we think of when we think of volunteering. But there are so many different ways to be of service. For example, what skills do you have? What are your strengths and talents? For example, can you write? Perhaps you can take a copywriting course and offer to work on newsletter templates for nonprofits. Or do you have clerical experience? Perhaps you can volunteer to file or straighten up or organize an office for a particular group, And Virgos tend to be really good at organization, by the way. So if you are a Virgo, you might already know this, or perhaps you can uncover a hidden strength. So what social connections do you have? Can you introduce people who have a certain need to others who may be able to open those doors for them and provide that need? Okay? So make no mistake, there's nothing weak about service. Using your resources for the greatest good of others is actually a very godlike thing to do. After all, what is the definition of a god? But as an all-powerful force that uses its resources to help weaker people in need. A god is essentially in service to the people who worship him or her, and in turn, the people are in service to their god. Service is power, and the universe loves it when you do this, and as a participant in the natural give and take cycle of the cosmos, you can certainly expect to be the recipient of some of the universe's own supremely powerful and generous giving nature. Okay, and as the Six of Pentacles kind of shows here, okay, as you give to others and provide for others for their greater good and elevation, so the universe will give to you and provide for you for your elevation. Okay, got it? Awesome. All right, well, thank you so much for joining me today for this wonderful full moon in Virgo vlog. And I hope to see you next time. In the meantime, be blessed, be safe, be happy, and enjoy your wonderful, blessed life. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Take care.